Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiara, aka Bookworm Babe. Welcome if you are new, welcome if you've been here following me for a bit. Today I thought it would just be fun and a good little change to do a sort of different video than what I've been doing already with like reviews and talking about books and stuff. So I'm going to be doing a bookish this or that video. So I have a little list of questions. I had it saved on my phone because I record with my phone. I have it written down on a really cute piece of paper, and we're just gonna go through all the questions and I'll be answering them. So if that sounds like fun, stick around and I'm going to be jumping right into it. So number one is paperback or hardback. Okay, personally, I'm going to say paperback just because I feel like paperbacks are just so much easier to transport around and like take around with you. If you like to like read outside of your house and you want to take your books like in your purse or to go to work, to go to school, I feel like paperbacks, like they're just smaller and they're always easier to carry around with you. But the only thing is you have to be careful that you don't bend pages and stuff. But hardbacks tend to always have like the paper cover, and those things get damaged so easily. So I'm gonna go with paperback just because they're easier to transport, and I think really the majority of my books that I have are paperbacks anyway. So yeah, paperback, that's my answer. Okay, number two is meet your favorite author or meet your favorite character. I don't have particularly a favorite author. I'm trying to think. Who is my favorite? Okay. This is probably gonna be kind of funny. So one of my favorite books ever is the original Tarzan novel written by Edgar Rice Burroughs. So I don't know. I feel like would I want to meet the original like Tarzan character? That might be such a weird experience, but I feel like that'd be really cool at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna go with meet my favorite character. I'm going to meet 1800s original Tarzan. That's what I'm gonna do. That's my choice. Okay, number three. We're gonna go with classic novels or new releases. I'm gonna go with new releases. I don't read a lot of the classics, you know what I mean, like the Jane Eyres and the Tale of Two Cities and those things. Truthfully, I haven't read many of those. If we're talking, that's what I think of in my head when I think of like classic novels and classic literature. So probably that's like a no for me because I haven't read many of those, nor am I particularly into all of them. But new releases are always great. I love hearing new voices of authors, points of view, and what people are talking about in their books, and new styles of storytelling. And I find especially with classic novels, they're all in a very older style of English. And I don't know if it's just me, but I have trouble sometimes with reading those. The original Tarzan novel is also in that older style English, and sometimes I've read the book multiple times, but I would have to reread sentences and stuff because I didn't always understand right away what they were saying, and it wasn't until I reread it I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But that novel, oddly enough, is an exception for me. But otherwise, I'm gonna go with new releases just because I prefer books that are in a more conversational English, and I don't have to particularly reread sentences 100 times to try to figure out like what people are saying. So new releases for me. Okay, number five, be a published author or a published reviewer. Okay, well, I'm sort of a published reviewer anyway, so, but ultimately on my goal list, even before I started this channel and, you know, everything, from the time I was a kid, I always wanted to actually like write a novel and be a published author, and it's still on my list and it's still something that I'm working on anyway. So I'm gonna pick be a published author because ultimately that is one of my goals, just in general, like in life, on my to-do list. And yeah, hopefully I can make that happen sometime soon. That would be great. So published author for me. I'm gonna stop counting with my fingers because I need one hand to hold my paper. So the next one was unlimited free books or live inside your favorite book. I'm gonna take unlimited free books, to be honest. I feel like that's a no-brainer. Books are expensive. Books get so expensive, and if I just had unlimited access to free books, whatever book I wanted, like, that would just be a dream come true. Do you know how much money I would save? And I would have way more, like, I would just be able to get any of the books that I wanted. I would just literally, there'd be no barriers, no worrying about anything. I would just have every single book that like I ever dreamed of wanting. So no, yeah, we're gonna go with unlimited free books. I feel like that is just, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Like, come on. Okay, I skipped one by accident. Okay, so fiction or nonfiction? That's a hard one too. Okay, I'm gonna say that this one, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this and a this or that, but I'm gonna say that this one is a tie for me, because depending on what I'm reading and depending on what the story is, I have preferences. I like reading about things that are made up. I love, you know, magical stories and things with made up characters and everything, and especially when I was growing up as a kid, that was my preference, like fictional worlds, fictional characters, things that just really like got your imagination running and you can just sort of transport yourself into another world and really like get your creativity and your head going, especially, you know what I mean, like when you're a kid you want to have that sort of fun and stuff. So fictional books, like I've always loved fictional books for that reason. But now that I'm older, I still do, because I like to read a lot of horror as well, horror thriller type novels, and those are those are ultimately fictional stories. The odd one is based on a true story, but otherwise they're fictional. But at the same time, I find that I'm reading a lot more nonfiction as well. Things that are real people, their biographies, their stories that are based on real things that happened and stuff like that. So it really depends on my mood, and especially now that I've gotten older, I think I do a healthy balance of both, and I don't really have a preference. It's kind of just a mood thing. If I've read a lot of fiction lately, or the last 2 books were fiction, then the next one I'll read is like a nonfiction, and I usually just balance back and forth, and you know, I just pick whatever is really, even when I go shopping for books, like I just pick whatever is interesting to me at the time, and I don't even specifically look for, you know, I'm in the mood for nonfiction, or I'm in the mood for like a, you know, fiction or whatever, but I just pick as I go. So yeah, I don't really do like, I'm in the mood for this or I'm in the mood for that, so I just pick as I go. So yeah, ultimately, long story short, that one's gonna be a tie for me. And then next we have, so your favorite book as a film or your favorite book as a TV series. Well, technically, okay, I'm gonna use Tarzan as the like epitome of this entire video when I have to talk about my favorite book. So if I had to pick that, Tarzan's already been made into a movie and a whole TV series. If you were a kid in like 2001, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Legend of Tarzan was the series, and it played on like Family Channel or Disney Channel. If you were in the States, it was Disney Channel. In Canada here, we had Family Channel, and then now we have Disney Channel. But whatever. But if you were a kid at that time, you probably know what I'm talking about anyways. So it's been both. The series was great when I was a kid, but it was, now that I look back on it, the animation and the voices weren't the same as the movie, and obviously, you know, the movie was just like all the way up here. So if I have to pick between the two, I'm gonna pick my favorite book as a movie, because I mean, the Tarzan Disney movie was fantastic, soundtrack fantastic, animation was so detailed and fantastic, the way they made the jungle and everything, and yeah, I don't know, I can't even argue on that one. The movie absolutely beats the series, if you ask me. Okay, so moving on, reading in bed or reading on the sofa. I'm gonna go with reading in bed, because on my bed I have one of those, like, I don't even know what they're called properly. It's like those pillows that you can sit up and have like your back against, like, and it has like the 2 rests. Does that make sense? I hope somebody knows what I'm talking about, but I don't know what it's actually called. It's like a backrest pillow. So I had got one a few months ago from Walmart. It was like $20 and it's a Lion King pillow and it's so comfy, like so comfy. And then I have like a fluffy white like comforter as well. So yeah, I don't know, like my bed situation is on 10. Like I've hooked up my bed so well, so it's so comfy. And yeah, no, I just think my bed absolutely beats like the sofa. Plus I'm in my room, so I get like the peace and quiet, and I'm not really with everybody if they're like downstairs, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, the peace and quiet of my room absolutely will be the sofa. Okay, and next we have the library or the bookstore. Hands down, argue with me, the bookstore. The bookstore, okay? I love going in the bookstore where everything is organized, all the books are brand new in pristine condition. So really, like, I don't know if I've mentioned this before on my channel, but I don't like when books are in like used condition. I love when books look brand new. I've always been like that since I was a kid. All of my childhood books I kept in the most pristine condition. Like there was a point in my childhood where I used to keep the books in such good condition and read them so quick that I'd read it and go return it to the store and then just exchange it for another book because I read really quick and I kept everything in perfect condition. I don't even like to bend the books too far or anything. If you see me bending a book, a few of my books are like used books because I got them through like buns and stuff, and I found that useful as well now that I'm older and I'm trying to save money and put money in other places and I want to travel and blah blah blah. So if I can save money on books, I will, but my preference to my last day will be pristine condition, brand new books. So the bookstore is where you find that. I never liked going to the library much, to be honest. Even when I was younger, and especially now, I still don't. Libraries are a nice environment, I like that, but it's just, like, I remember being in, like, middle school and going to the library and taking out books, and, like, you'd find, like, a booger on one of the pages, and that's so freaking disgusting. Whereas if you have your brand new books, like, the chances of that happening are not really, like, high. You're not gonna find, like, a stain or a booger or some crap on the book. It's gonna be in really good condition. So my preference is the bookstore. It's so peaceful, it's so clean and tidy, and I love the whole experience of going and visiting a bookstore versus going to the library. That's just me though. And the very last question is not allowed new books or not allowed to reread. Okay, this one's also really easy for me. I don't often reread books anyway. There's only maybe, I'm trying to like think, there's probably only maybe like 2 or 3 books that I own that I've actually reread 2 or 3 times. I don't usually reread my books at all. So yeah, that's not really something that I care about too much. Not allowed to reread, hands down. If I wasn't allowed new books, like I'd cry, because I like, if I've read something, chances are, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know the story, I don't want to reread it again. It's only the odd time if the book was just, I don't know, like just so good or just so like fun to read more than once that I will reread it. But otherwise, I'm good with reading something once and then that's it for me. It's the end of our this and that. I thought it would be just fun this week to shake things up and do like a little quicker fun video instead of a more long review. When the month is over, of course, I'll do a wrap up of all the books that I've read this month. I've been flying through most of the things that I've been reading just because, again, like, we have so much time to do so. I'm also working out doing a series of interviews with authors as well. That's probably going to start in the next week or 2. I'm just working on finding some really good authors that I can interview and showcase on the channel, and they're gonna be of Indo-Caribbean, Caribbean, or BIPOC. You guys can look forward to that. In the meantime, if you do know any authors that you'd be interested in seeing an interview with, please feel free to comment below and let me know the name of the author, to know their Instagram or Twitter or whichever, you can comment that as well, because I'm going to be reaching out to people. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was something a little different and fun. I thought it was kind of fun to, you know, have these questions up and kind of, you know, let you guys get to know me a little more through some of my reading preferences, or bookish preferences, I should say. And yeah, so I will see you all next week in my next video. Bye!